Arigato, arigato. Don't call my name, don't call my name.
What's what? Arigato.
Let's talk the marathon, and I think we're about halfway through the trip, so we're making pretty good time here. I can talk about it from my point of view, and then you can talk about it from your point of view, or you can interject, we can go thing for thing. So I would say overall, the race was, for the most part, what I expected and what I had heard online and what I had seen. For those who don't know, it's one of the major 6 marathons, Abbott World Majors. This is number 4 of the majors and 5 in total. This is, the majors are like, it's known for, you have to reach a certain standard. So I knew it was going to be good no matter what. And that's why I like to do them. But I just didn't know what to expect. It's not like I just picked this one because I saw it was cool. It's one of the majors, so I was like, I'm doing it. So, I raised money for the charity, got in through that. And I hadn't done much research on like the course itself or anything like that. It was a little boring in terms of like the course because, when comparing it to the other majors like London, New York City, Boston, there's a lot more to see. This was like similar buildings. Like you're almost always running in buildings, and there's not in Tokyo. I don't think there's a lot of like unique, sites besides like the temples and like I know Tokyo Tower's on there and the Sky Tree, the 2 like tall things. But besides that, whereas New York, you got the Empire State Building, you got the bridges, you got the Statue of Liberty, you got all these different types of things.
Yeah, I mean it is so big though. Like Tokyo itself, the city is like, I think Mom looked it up. It's 20 times the size of New York City, which is crazy.
3 times the size.
No,
but 20 times the size of Boston.
Oh, 20 size, yeah.
But that's
huge.
crazy.
But again, like you said, it was pretty boring, quiet marathon. Like
it was quiet too.
No one, like when the runners started going by and everything, like Mom and I started cheering, and we were the only ones cheering.
Yeah, Joseph.
But even not for you, just like cheering for other people, which is interesting. But yeah, we were able to see you at mile 8. Mile 13, mile 16, and mile like 26-ish.
Yeah.
Which was good.
4 times is pretty good.
I was in charge. We had a little system going on. Joseph likes to have little go-go squeezes during his race when he can't carry them. So we have to be at the miles and be ready to go.
Yeah.
So I would stand like this with one arm out with the go-go squeeze, and I had my camera like this, shuttering photos of him, trying to get good photos. And then Mom was waving a little back scratcher thing we made with gold.
Do you want to grab it?
Gold like ribbon stuff on it.
To be able to see them because it was pretty crowded. The night before, I forgot to mention this, we went to like a dollar store and built this contraption so they could shake in the distance and I could see. So it helped a lot. So I was like, I saw the gold shining. I'm like, that's them.
Pretty riveting stuff. Marathon was great. It's always, I feel like, pretty hard to get back together like after the race. Is a little stressful for the runner, especially because their legs are about to fall off. And
I mean, that was hard. I will say, to give a quick overview of like the corral start to finish in a little more detail, if that's okay. Is it okay? Okay. Just so I didn't want to miss anything, just in case too I look back on this and forget any details. You took the train, felt good, had no idea how I was going to perform, went in the corral. This was a unique one because the porta potties were lined up in like a semicircle in front of an office building. You start at like a big government building. This was a Sunday, but there's people in suits in the building. And the building was so close to the porta potties and there was glass and everyone was doing business. I was like, that's so funny that they're watching runners like go to the bathroom as they're doing business right outside. They weren't faced at all. I think it was very organized beforehand. I was nervous because my watch was malfunctioning before, my AirPods and the phone. Everything has to line up perfectly, but it all worked out. Caught in the race. Perfect weather. Couldn't have asked for a better day. Legs felt heavy. Got cramps around mile 18-ish, and I just like pushed through the end. And I will say it was also really congested around the water area, so that was another challenge I had. Whereas people bumping each other got tripped 3 or 4 times. And also, you can't throw stuff on the ground, so you're getting your water. And unlike other marathons, you can't just sip it and throw it to the side. They have designated trashes, and some people might have missed, or a handful might have not followed that, especially towards the end. But out of respect, you just kind of like throw it in the trash. So I was playing a lot of basketball while I was doing it too. I was like, ooh, and I think I hit maybe if I had 12 or 13 waters, probably like 1 every 2 miles, probably hit about 10 out of 13. Wow. So I missed it 3 times. But
shout out B-Team Ballers.
Shout out B-Team Ballers. I think that was another fun added bonus I forgot to mention about the marathon to you personally. But
and then
after the race, it was good. We met at this place. It was hard because I had to get on the other side of the track, the course, to meet them. And I had to go under train tracks. I went up. I was still on the wrong side. I went back down. My legs are killing me. They're screaming. My quads are screaming. All of a sudden, I get a call from Mom. Hi. I'm like, it's not chit chat hour. And I'm not trying to be mean. You know, I wasn't trying to blow her off. In hindsight, I should have been nicer. But after 26.2, you just aren't in the mood to like conversate right after you cross the finish line. I just needed a moment to just compose myself. And then, you know, she called again. And I was like, let me just find you. Found each other. Went up to this place. They had but the charity I ran for, shout out Gold Ribbon Foundation, had a little after thing. Want to talk about that?
Sure. We walked in. Joseph signed in. We walked in. We were greeted with a bunch of clapping. We sat down, and then they had a little station for the runners for foot massages. So Joseph and a lot of the other runners got some foot massages.
Which is a shout out to the foot massagers, because who would want to massage feet after someone ran a marathon? It's like, yeah, it felt horrible.
Yeah, they had some snacks lined up. We had those, had a few like sips of water, and then we had to go on our merry way, come all the way back to the hotel.
Because we had a bar crawl planned at 6 p.m. So I had finished the race around 12:45, and by the time we got back to the hotel, it was like 3 o'clock.
We were out of here by like literally 3:45.
Yeah, it was a quick shower.
We went to this little place that we found like underground, this like beer and something else place. Joseph had a DOS boot of beer, and then somehow something got lost in translation, and the beer bottle thing tipped over and smashed the glass.
And it was like from everywhere. This to this. It wasn't like it like I hit it and went boom. It was like it just kind of like tipped because somebody.
Yeah.
And
I got beer spilled all over me. And glass was everywhere.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's besides the point. Then we made it back to where were we for the beer crawl? Shibuya?
I think it was Shinjuku.
Shinjuku, we went to find for our bar crawl. We walked around a little bit at first. We met up with our tour guide, Ryan. Yeah. And then there was
nice kid.
11 people total.
Which me and Jameson did a bar crawl, and Brazil is the best thing. So I had really high hopes for this.
Yeah. So the first place, he's like, okay, it's going to be food and drinks. So we get to this place. He orders his favorites for all of us.
So we were confused.
We get lemon sour, and Mom gets like plum wine or something.
Yeah, and there's these big things of
drinks. The drinks are less than like $5. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, the drinks here are like $2.
Yeah,
$2.
Drinks are really good there. Then we went to a second location, which was really fun.
And this was all in the Golden Guy. It was like this special street.
There's like this little street, and
it's like
there's
probably
a bunch
this
of
wide. And you're walking through, and you can look left and right, and there's little tiny restaurants with 4 or 5
tiny
seats.
restaurants and bars. This place had like 7 bar stools in it, and there was nothing else. It was like a tiny little bar and walls. It only fit our group, and it was really cute, really fun.
It was good.
Fun drinks.
We got a snake shot. He was like,
which is supposed to heal you.
They dip the snake in, and it heals you. And there's also a lot of characters on this bar crawl. Yes. The guy who ran the marathon, his family. There was this man from the Netherlands who's by himself. There's a couple from Mexico.
And then another guy from Chicago.
And then just us. And we all bonded by the end. It was fun.
And then that was good. We had good drinks there. And the last one was all you could drink.
Sounds for like what? It feels like you pressed the 2X button on this. But that makes sense.
For what? 2,500 yen each, which is how much? The last place was this.
Like $18 maybe? See how good my translation
so each
is.
it was $16.62 each.
All you can drink.
All you could drink
for like an hour.
No, it was like an hour and a half, and it was a karaoke bar. But like I was expecting like a big bar with karaoke. It was this tiny bar. We sat around a table, and there was a tiny little TV screen in the corner with 4 mics, and we all were just queuing up songs.
Exactly.
And we sang karaoke for an hour and a half with everyone.
And we didn't get. At least personally, I didn't go off the rails, but I got to the point where I had a very good celebration after the race.
Me too. The drinks were good.
Yeah.
We all had fun. We went home. We went to bed.
Well, we got a late.
Oh yeah,
we were going to get late night ramen at this place that we saw in this travel book we had, but I think we were like, we're going to McDonald's, like McD's, McDanks. Let's just get nuggets and fries and call it a night. I don't know how I feel about that looking back, but.
It was really good.
It hit.
It was good. It had a great view of like the city and like
it was like a 4.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 story McDonald's.
Yeah, and then we moved to yesterday, which this isn't even accurate. Well,
yesterday we were a little free for alling. We went to a really good brunch.
which
called what? Bill's something?
Bill's in Ginza had this nice view. It was a lot of this fluffy pancake, which we wanted to try.
What we really want. Fluffy pancakes. We got
a lot of marathoners we saw wearing their Metal Monday. I usually wear this on the Sunday night. I'm wearing it now too, but they were very loud people. Again, interesting how
the dynamic and like the different cultures and learning a lot. About the culture here.
A lot of Americans just don't respect the culture.
They don't catch a hint.
And after that, we went to a karaoke Ferris wheel. So we got in a Ferris wheel thing.
$6, I think.
$6, and we all got to sing karaoke for a big loop. And this was a beautiful day yesterday. So we got to see the whole city.
It was so warm out yesterday.
From there,
that was really fun. The karaoke and the Ferris wheel.
I thought it was cool. Like it's one. What else are you gonna say to karaoke and a Ferris wheel in Tokyo?
We went over. This was right outside the Tokyo Dome where Taylor Swift performed when she came to Japan.
Yeah.
And so they have a baseball team there. It's called the Giants. So Joseph went in there, got a T-shirt.
Yep.
To support. We left there and we went where?
Do you want to rewind really quick? We forgot to mention we went to the Tokyo Sky Tree. This was...
What, Saturday maybe?
This is the day before the race, and pretty much you go up and you look over the whole city, and that was like a big...
She's typing on more.
That was... Go ahead.
That was good. It was good. You could like see the entire city, and we got like the extra pass to go all the way up. But I do have to say, don't go all the way up. Just go up like the medium level, because confused people taking pics of anime.
Yeah.
There's like this beautiful like scenery of the entire city of Tokyo,
and then to your back is a wall, right? Because you're in a building with figurines of anime people, and
every person in there.
It was almost like they were live, and it was the biggest celebrities in the world. I swear to God, 97% of people on the floor were just facing the wall taking pictures, and me, Hannah, and my mom were just walking through like, what is going on?
Yeah, we were walking through like looking out the window, like seeing what we're there for, like the view of Tokyo, but every majority, 90% of the other people were just walking around in there just taking photos of those people on the walls, which we still don't even know who they are, what the significance is of that.
Yeah, but
we were just confused.
I think that taught us how big Tokyo was, because it was a huge city type thing.
And so then
back to yesterday, after the karaoke Ferris wheel and the Tokyo Dome, we went to this park. It's called Ueno Park, and we saw some cherry blossoms, and there was a temple there. But what was the big surprise that we didn't expect?
The big surprise of this park was we're walking around, we see a little pond, and there's swan boats on the pond. So we decide pedaling swan boats. So we decide duck boats. We decide when are we ever going to be in a pond in Tokyo on a pedaling duck boat?
On a beautiful day. So we get in this duck boat.
So we get in this duck boat, which is probably the width of this bed. And we squeeze the three of us in to start pedaling. Joseph's over the wheel, or there's like a barrier between his legs. Mom and I are each on pedals. My knees, every time I'm pedaling, my knees are coming this close to my face. It's got very uncomfortable very quick. So we started, and then about 2 minutes in, we turned around and sent Mom off the boat.
Yeah.
No offense to her, but we all were like, I think I would have been comfortable, maybe one person in that boat. It was tiny.
It was very small. And just like everything in Tokyo. This hotel room, if you couldn't tell, is tiny.
Well, at least Joseph and I both have pretty long legs. And so the pedals were so close to the front that it's like...
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
It was too much. Anyways, so we did that.
That
was fun. We went to try to see the Imperial Palace, but it was all gated off. We really couldn't get in.
And that's where I finished, too. So I was like, all right, I'd seen most of it anyways, but it was like weird that you couldn't really get in. So we couldn't figure it out. Then we went to Tokyo Tower, which is like picture the Eiffel Tower, but like red and white. And that was fine, but it's almost like, all right, there's no activity associated with it. You're just going and like taking a picture.
Yeah, so we did get a little bit of ramen for lunch there. That was good.
Yeah, that was really good. And then after that, we came back to the hotel, right, and rested for a minute?
No, we went to the A Hills.
Oh yeah, so this place,
we barely did
Aza Budai Hills. It's kind of like this big shopping center.
It's like a modernized like shopping center. It had
like a big mall,
a school, like a lot of places in it.
And the highlight was I went to Lululemon, and found this custom limited edition shirt that said like Tokyo on it with like Tokyo stuff, and apparently Lululemon doesn't make stuff like that very often. So the store was like, we usually don't have these in stock. So of course I snagged a t-shirt.
And then after that, did we come
Chilled
back
at the
here?
hotel, and then we went out to a hole in the wall called Hug. It was this Japanese restaurant where we got
like gyoza, so essentially dumplings that came in with like
boiling too. He like poured the water and it was like
poured like the chicken broth over. It was like boiling really good. And then we thought he forgot like our rice and stuff because it was like a little while had passed.
And this is a one-man show too, like picture like literally on a side street, but that was perfect. We thought he forgot the rice, but
he comes back with this giant bowl of rice.
It's good.
That was great. It was a really good meal. And then we went to this bar called 300 Bar or something?
Yeah, and everything is 300 yen.
Yeah, it's a ticket system. So you walk in, you pay X amount, like 900 yen, right?
Yeah.
900 yen for, you had to get minimum 3 tickets.
Though we didn't think, again, this was another hole in the wall. You go down the basement. We didn't think it tasted like alcohol.
No, we ended up paying, 3,000 yen? 3,300.
Yeah, which was
$22 for 11 drinks. So
like $2 a drink.
Yeah, I tried a bunch of different drinks. We got like Japanese style mojitos. I got something called like a lychee moni.
I got a
kitty. And then like a sakura drop or something.
Yeah,
it was good, but I mean, there was no alcohol in those.
Yeah, and then we called it a night.
And then the big question was, what are we gonna do
on Tuesday, which is today?
Because it's gonna be pouring rain.
And so we actually didn't call it a night. I forgot to mention before we went out for dinner, I tasked each of us with coming up with one idea for the next day. And I said, in 10 minutes, come up with a task to present to the group. So I said, Hannah, you go first. And Hannah, what'd you say?
I said I wanted to go to Mount Fuji.
And then Mom
and Joseph think it's so funny now. But now after their experience today, I mean, honestly, Mount Fuji would have been great to see a different day. But it was pouring rain. We saw it from a distance.
At the expo in the window.
But
yeah, we didn't know what to do. So then my mother said, how we go to Tokyo Disney Sea. I was like, oh, that's funny. I had the same idea. And this is like, there's no Disney Sea anywhere else. And I know it's not like Tokyo or Japan culturally, but we were like, we're looking for a fun thing to do for a few hours. So we bit the bullet. It was like $60 for a ticket, which I think is cheap for Disney. And we went. And that was today. And
it was freezing cold. It started
rainy.
Pouring.
Horrible rides.
All of the rides were at least 120-minute wait. So 2-hour wait. We first went to a little bakery, got tiramisu donuts. And then we decided, you know what, we're getting the fast passes for these rides. $10 for to skip the line. We're like, we're not waiting. We can't. It's freezing cold.
No.
It's not worth it. So we do the first one. Well, we went on like 4 or 5 rides. The first one was a little donut shaped like Mickey ears. Yeah.
Yeah.
The donuts are pink
we also got food. Like Everything was shaped like Mickey ears, of course.
Okay, whatever. We went on the first ride. It was a little thing that you just go on this little thing and you spin around in the water, and it was people were screaming, and it was like nothing.
Yeah. Then we went to an area that was like a Cape Cod-esque area. It was kind of like Cape Cod, but it was freezing cold, which I guess is pretty...
It was freezing. And then we did the first skip the line.
Which was like this 20,000 league under the sea. It wasn't even like a ride. You just kind of sat in the pod and like watched as like your LCD screen like
the screen just lights up and then you just roll around in a circle on the roller coaster. But you can't even see that part. That was boring.
Mom didn't sit with us on that one. What was the reason? Was there like a fight that happened?
Probably. She sat to the side. She sat to the side of us.
And then we had bought the fast pass for the Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Which is supposed to be the biggest, like the big ride
attraction. It's this big volcano thing, and
that ride.
We realized you couldn't
the wait for that was 3 hours.
Yeah, so we're like, oh, this is great, and it was $10. We go and finally go there after the under.
We're so excited for like a roller coaster. Like it's kind of let me say this. It's kind of like Splash Mountain in Disney from what I remember 14 years ago. Where it's like a lot of like attractions that like you're like going through the caves and stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of that, right, Mom? Is that what Splash Mountain's like?
Yeah, and then it got dark like Space Mountain.
Yeah, it got dark
like Space Mountain, and then
you're in a car. It's not like you're strapped into a roller coaster. You're sitting almost in a car, which is on a roller coaster track, so there's not wheels, but You're in like a car contraption.
And we're ready. Mom's so nervous. Like, she's like freaking. Like, because she's like, this might, whatever.
And it stunk. We went through.
We went up a little. That ride left us stunned. We went up. We're like, oh, here we go. Finally. We see the light.
After a minute and a half of, looking at creatures scaring you. Finally, the thing
goes up once.
Goes up.
A tiny singular drop.
Oh, hold on. It sped up first. So I was like, oh, here we go. It was like, and I was like, here we go. This is what we've been waiting for.
It was a huge drop. It was
a drop. And I was like, this is perfect. I swear to, what do you think? That lasted 12 seconds total after it sped up?
5.
It was like a quick thing. And then I was like, this is it. This is what the thrill I've been seeking from this Disney Sea that we paid the money for, and on a rainy day and went all the way out. Took an hour train ride to get there, all this stuff. Probably 45-minute train ride. And the ride ended. And we sat there stunned. We looked at each other and we're like, that was just, we need to go home.
And then we're exiting the ride and the line is just miles long.
I know. I felt horrible. I was like, these wonderful people waiting in line do not know that they're about to waste their time.
It was such a stupid ride.
And
then we went to that was pretty much it. We left there.
We really just left Disney.
We were freezing.
After that. We've been there for a few hours. It was, it's cool to go to Disney, but we had enough.
And then we went to the Shibuya Scramble again.
Yeah. And we went to a Japanese restaurant with sushi that came out on a conveyor belt, which I feel a little gross from, but I thought that was a cool experience. You order on an iPad and it comes to you.
Yeah, that was cool. Drinks were good. Drinks were cheap there, too. Mm-hmm. It was essentially like $12 a person for that entire thing.
Once we were in the
conveyor belt sushi,
we forgot to mention we went to a Hedgehog cafe.
Oh,
that's another big thumbs down. Do not. That's a tourist trap.
We were like excited, like this is gonna be cool.
It's a big thing on TikTok.
We walk in, no. It's like it smells like PetSmart, and they're like, it's all you can drink. We look over, it's water.
Yeah, I thought all you can drink.
Water, black tea, and oolong tea. Okay, whatever.
And then Hannah says under her breath, "This is animal abuse."
Then we
get in.
They give us gloves.
I get petrified of them immediately.
They give us a little petri dish with 4 little mini worms in it to feed Colin, and what was the other one?
I don't know, but he was a big boy.
The big boy, Joseph and Mom sat in front of. And Joseph,
nothing. They're also
once
nocturnal.
We got in there, put the gloves on, and they opened the cage. Joseph turned very scared.
I've never seen myself like that before. It was odd. It was almost it was worse than the spelling bee from last week, which is crazy.
Yeah, I was picking up Colin. I didn't want the big one because he was kind of aggressive and too active. Colin was just sleeping, so
yeah.
Picked up Colin. He kept sleeping in my hand. Joseph could not do it. Joseph did not pick it up once. I would pick it up and then try to put it in his hands,
I can't even think about it.
It was just a bad experience. We had a 30-minute time slot. We were there for 8 minutes.
Yeah. And then after that,
big waste of money. Mom never put the gloves on, even though she paid to be involved too, and then they give us a free sticker on the way out. Yeah. All right.
And after the Japanese conveyor belt sushi restaurant,
then we saw a bride and groom. Okay, Mom, it doesn't matter.
So then on the way out from the Hedgehog place before the conveyor belt place, we saw a bride and groom posing in front of a vending machine on the street. It was raining, which the vending machines are like a staple here. You can just get anything out of the vending machine.
Yeah, and then
we pretty much shopped and got souvenirs, and now here we are.
Here we are, and that
was Tokyo in a nutshell.
That's Tokyo.
Overall, me and Hannah were talking about it. Hannah thinks she has a travel bug. I just thought I've been looking forward to a while. I'm sad I'm leaving. We did a lot of stuff, and it was unlike anything I've ever done before, and
Agreed.
I just really enjoyed it.
Me too.
I had a great time.
Maybe in this podcast we don't seem so enthusiastic about it, but we're exhausted. So overall, I mean, I said we didn't really seem too excited about this, maybe talking about it, but it was such a great experience.
Yeah, we've just done non-stop travel, but that's what you have to do when you're here.
We're exhausted, but a good exhausted. We fit in a lot of stuff, and tomorrow we'll end our trip off with going to the fish market, which is a huge thing
outside of our hotel,
and it's right by our hotel, which is great. And yeah,
I thought Tokyo was great. Learned a lot. Everyone's extremely respectful, extremely willing to help you.
Yeah, we learned a lot about the culture. The shrines were very interesting to see and experience.
Food was great.
Food was good. good people, very clean. It's
Very clean.
like very clean here.
Yeah, and always walk on the left side of the road, not the right.
Always walk on the left side.
And
Would recommend.
I'd recommend, and me and Hannah already plan our next trip. So, listen, that was Tokyo in a nutshell. We did pretty good. We hit an hour. What was your favorite part of Tokyo? Would you say?
My favorite experience was probably the bar crawl. And going to those little nooks and crannies of, like, the inner parts of...
The Golden Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and just spending time with the fam. Marathon was great. I don't know. There's too many things to name right now. But...
Yeah. You know what's a random memory that I had that I thought was fun was the, on the duck boat. I thought that was fun.
The duck boat?
Yeah. Oh, well, when we pedaled in the duck boat.
Yes, that was fun. We were laughing.
That was fun.
Non-stop.
All right, that was Tokyo in a nutshell, Hannah. That was crazy. That was a good episode, I think. I hope the viewers got a sense of what we learned. Any more last thoughts?
If you can come to Tokyo,
I would do it.
book the trip.
Book the trip and prepare to be exhausted because you're going to be doing a lot.
And always remember, if you're stunned,
we're stunned too. Sayonara from Tokyo.
Bye.